No. You see what I asked about it, and all y'all told me no.
I was like,
don't say anything about it.
No, here we go.
Don't say anything about it. Yeah, it's for the promo.
Liza Minnelli, lies.
At least we get a shot of the nails.
It's okay. We got the nails.
Great nails.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, the nails are great.
Oh,
I love the nails. Yes.
It's going to be that kind of show again.
Oh, it is. I know.
Plot twist. Y'all came back for yet another week of chaos here at the Cup. I can promise you shorter runtime. I can already tell y'all shorter runtime. But hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Today, I've got water as per usual because hydration is important. In my not pink but orange, repping a different bracket today. In my orange tumbler, I am drinking a strawberry pomegranate lemonade because pink.
Gorgeous.
So sure. And I don't have a cute shirt or a cute hat, but I do have a cute pillow that's pink. And it does indeed say, the whole hallway smells like cum.
Okay.
There's no better person to quote here than Trixie Mattel, the queen of pink herself.
Werk. Great. And hello, everybody. It is me, Lana, your resident evil diva. And I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. And I'm not gonna be like Logan and promise a complete promise of a shorter runtime. I'm just gonna say we're gonna attempt it. But I'm drinking water. We're attempting, not promising. So I'm drinking water because hydration is important. And the most important thing here is my cup mug. Aha! We got that cup mug. And you can get your cup mug at lanascreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally, so they say, and domestically, so there will no excuses. Get your cup mugs, period.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I had to wear it. I'm wearing my Vybe shirt.
Oh,
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Don't know why you picked that one out of all days.
What a strange coincidence.
I don't think I've ever seen that shirt before.
Never.
Vybe shirt for episode 6, groundbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But I am just actually drinking a smoothie from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. It is Blimey Limey. It's so good. If you haven't had it, try Blimey Limey.
Not David drinking something different.
I love that name.
Who are you?
Feels a little Australian inspired.
Blimey.
Actually true.
A little bit.
And hi, I'm River, your Brazilian correspondent here on the Cup. And today I'm just drinking water per usual. And I chose my friend's mug, my Central Perk mug.
Word.
Because of, reasons.
Yeah.
Reasons. I'll get into.
Good.
Not friendship, I can tell you that.
Absolutely not.
But
I don't. Who are
this?
You?
Who's this lovely, beautiful,
beautiful?
drag queen we've got here this week?
I don't know. I'm feeling a certain type of way. It's giving me.
I'm feeling an energy, maybe an aura,
maybe a mood,
maybe a vibe.
Yes, it's me, the diva of Drag Race Down Under Season 4, and I've already had a Barocca, a Hydrolite, 2 Panadol, a Nurofen, and Voltaren gel is on the lower back, and I'm currently drinking coffee out of my Pokemon mug because I'm hungover.
Yeah,
I live.
That's great.
We love that for you.
Thank you.
I have to show off because I have it right next to me. I have my luxury ball plush right here as well. I live.
I love it all.
Vybe.
Me too.
Vybe, it's so great to have you here.
Yes.
Very good to be on. Hello, everyone. How are we?
We are great now. We've only been waiting for you for the longest time. Honestly and truly, you are who we were waiting for to talk to for the longest time. We made it.
We did.
Look, Mom, we made it.
Baby, we made it.
I'm good. Look, I'm so good. So thank you for coming.
Oh, no, that's right. Thank you for having me. And like, what a juicy season to talk about as well. I was like, you know what? If we're going to do it, we may as well have some delicious ingredients to talk about a bitch cake that we've been served.
Period.
Absolutely.
I think there's probably a lot of viewers who might not know who Vybe is because they don't watch Drag Race Down Under. But if you did not watch season 4 of Drag Race Down Under, you are doing yourself a disservice because it was my personal favorite season of the franchise. It was refreshing. It had a killer cast, and my favorite queen was Vybe. So if you haven't checked it out, please go do so.
Yes. I mean, I kind of think runner-up is the I mean,
spoiler alert, but yeah.
I mean, runner-up is the
I hope you paused and went to watch.
Again!
I don't, look, if you ain't watched season 4 of Down Under by now, baby, I don't know what to tell you.
The time has run out, honestly.
I'm not going to go spoiler alert for anything that happened months ago. Like, all of last year.
Fair
Hello.
Fair enough. But
this is our runner-up, baby. We have to celebrate. She was...
And you know what? I look better in silver than gold anyway. It's true.
Yeah. Work.
I mean, clock the nails again. Now, come on.
Okay, see.
Yes.
But Vybe, what have you been up to?
Honestly, a whole goddamn lot. I think just doing as much drag as I can. Got to pop over to DragCon UK, which was amazing. And then just booking and working as much as I can all over Australia. Basically, it's very much once you get on the train, don't get off. And yeah, I haven't got off yet, so enjoying it.
Are you still gatekeeping?
Oh, you know what? Yes. Someone has to do it. Someone has to do it.
And it might as well be you. It might as well be you.
It's fine. But you know, I will say we have like spat in the key lock and loosened it a little. Like it's open. It's always been open.
Good.
You just have to walk through it yourself.
Was that Mandy's influence on you? Was that, you know?
Yeah, Mandy does have a general loosening ability.
I've heard that about her.
Relaxing people. She whistles while she works. It's all of the above.
I love that.
Yeah. A sister after my own heart, so I understand. Yeah.
You know, and they say the quickest way to the heart is through the hole.
You may see she rubbed off on you.
Oh, well, it's true. She rubs off on everyone she comes into contact with, but it's fine. There's a topical ointment for it.
Don't we know it? Don't we know it? This is going to be a great episode.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
It is. But speaking of DragCon UK, our paths crossed there.
Yes.
I think you were one of the first people I saw in the hotel lobby. I was like, oh, there's Vybe.
Yeah.
It was you and Perla and Helena, I'm pretty sure, were all the people I ran into right away. But I didn't get to talk to you in the press room.
You know what? I kept forgetting where it was. And they were like, it's upstairs. And I'd go upstairs and there'd be like people coming out of a dressing room. And I was like, okay, what's over here? We're going to go downstairs and I don't quite know what's going on, but that's okay. The vodka in my purse was burning away through my body. So you know what? I just had to do my best.
Fair. Well, we got you now.
I only drank because it was the UK winter. So I had to stay with it.
Fair. Yeah. I don't blame you at all. No.
We got you now, so that's the most important part of it all.
Exactly.
And what a juicy season, as you said. This season.
It's a lot.
Like, talk to us. This season, All Stars 10. What are you enjoying? What are you, not enjoying? What are your thoughts on All Stars 10? This format, this change up, these queens. What are you thinking?
Do you know, when they announced it and they were like tournament and the brackets and like the promo went live for it, I was like, okay, I'm severely allergic to sport and a scoreboard gives me anxiety. So I was like, this is going to go one of two ways. And I didn't really I couldn't get my head around what the format was and how it was going to work. And then I think from the first episode, I was kind of like, okay, like there's a bit too much points and maths and you take this and I take that. And then we're going to put someone anyway and blah, blah, blah. But then I think by the second episode, we had Busco in the first bracket, so I was going to love it anyway. But from the second episode, I was like, I feel like this format is giving reason to watch more every week. Like, you have 3 weeks with these queens, and then it's another 3 weeks. But in those 3 weeks, it feels like a whole mini season in itself. Like, I feel like we're getting 3 seasons of Drag Race in one, and I'm obsessed.
And I feel like when we get all of the semifinalists together, I feel like we're just going to get a 4th season. And like, I can't wait to get that dynamic as well. Like now that we know, and we'll talk about it, now that we know 6 of the 9 people that are moving forward, I'm like, that dynamic alone.
It's going to be
like,
I can't even fathom it. Like it's such a from here and from here and from here and from here kind of thing, but it's going to be good. I feel like it's going to be one of the best All-Stars we've had in a few years.
I mean, because it's like, do these people stick together? Will this group stick with this group, or do they switch up and then it's what is it going to be when they all get together? I can't wait.
Or is there a game element to it, or does it go back to classic Drag Race?
Right? Is there no more points? Like, is it something else? Oh, so much like to look forward to.
Like, do the QVC points roll over into the end game? Like, are we like, is that going to matter when it comes to the final 3 episodes? Like, does that matter? Any of that? Who knows? And I'm so excited to find out. Like,
it's such a mystery. Such a mystery.
But I'm loving
it's got me like excited for
this
again. Because like I'm always excited, but it made me excited in a way that I hadn't been in a while. You know,
exactly.
To the level of excitement that I've had. Well, Brazil
I'm
is,
very happy
taking that now, but
that
was girl.
I'm very happy they went with this format because I think it's like paid off and like it just feels more like a competition. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels more competitive.
And I
more
love
like the Olympics of drag.
Yeah,
right?
More like the Commonwealth Games of camp.
Yes,
it's so Commonwealth Games. No, that's such a good comparison for it too, because it's not Olympics, because that felt like what they at least were trying to make Global out to be. And like Global, you know, it had its pitfalls, but it's a great format on paper. Love the format. It needs a complete revamp. We talked about it on the channel, but it needs a revamp. But on paper, such a great format. Love it. I hope it comes back revamped, but this does feel very Commonwealth, very let's put people together, let's make them compete, let's shorten the time frame, and let's figure out what people have. And if you don't have it immediately, you're not going to make it. And that's what we've seen in both of these brackets. It's revitalized, and like we love Drag Race here. I'm such a huge Drag Race fan. It has revitalized my love of Drag Race in such a unique way.
It feels fresh. Like it feels fresh.
And to know that allegedly, everything is alleged information, but to know that they're filming All Stars 11 and that it is the same format, allegedly.
Okay, Cam, not mad. If it
I'm
works,
not mad.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Once you figure out something that works, you stick with that until you can't stick with it no more. So
exactly.
But let's get into this episode because this is what we came here to talk about. Episode. We come back into the workroom and it's all about these QVC points.
We are back. The girls are in the workroom. They are doing their thing. They're talking without Mistress and Georges, obviously, because somehow they both won the challenge last week. I still don't get it, but that's beyond here or there. I still disagree. Whatever. But the bottom four queens are discussing who they want to give their points to. Quickly, Vybe, who would you have had as the Rap and Roast top 2?
Oh, do you know what? It was hard. I have like a severely short attention span. So like by the third, I was like, I don't know what's happening. Also, the Double Vodka Rebels were really hitting at that stage at the viewing party.
Fair.
But it was just like all of them. I didn't think anyone like stood out and did an obviously bad job. I can see Kerry having less of like the aggressive read angle, but I didn't hate what she did like at all. I definitely think Georges was my winner. But Mistress was camp too, so you know, give it to him.
Fair enough.
Look, I looked at it again, and while I watched it, I was like, I think it's Georges and Lydia.
Yeah, Lydia did great, and then I kept seeing on what the critique was that she looked like nervous or anxious or something.
Where
Lydia, I was like, what? I didn't see that. I know Lydia's tiny and itty bitty, and like I look around, but I didn't see it.
Right. I enjoyed it, but.
Our bottom four are deciding how they want to go about their points. And basically, it's like, we're going to try to be as fair as possible. And we're going to try to even out the game so that no one is going into the final week without points. Great. Love that. Mistress and Georges come back in, and Georges kind of shuts up for this entire first part of the episode, and she doesn't really say much. She's like, I'm gonna take my 2.5 points, my 4.5 points total that I gained. Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna do my thing. And I was like, thank you, Georges. Thank you, Georges. Mistress is up in here trying to start drama again, and everyone is ignoring her, and I'm like, cool, great, love it. But this is where we get a little bit of, some points are being distributed. So very quickly, Nicole says, I'm going to rectify what happened last week, and I'm going to give my point to Carrie. Great.
Love it.
Love it. Carrie immediately says, I'm going to stand true to what I said I was going to do. Lydia gave me the spot I wanted. I may not have done well in the challenge, but Lydia gave me the spot that I wanted in the running order, so I'm going to give my point to Lydia. Great. Tina decides she is going to give her point to Nicole. I got a point!
I'm number one! I'm number
Yay,
one!
Nicole!
I love her. I love Nicole so much.
She's great.
I love that.
Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia is a international treasure. Protect her at all costs. Protect her at all costs.
Yeah, I think so far she's the person who's benefited the most from coming back.
Yes.
Because social media is obsessed with her.
They're obsessed with her. Oh my
As
God.
they should be.
They are obsessed. I've seen Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia on TikTok more than ever. Like I've never seen her on TikTok. Like I see so many drag queens on TikTok and I'm like, love it, love it, love it. Never seen her. This past week, I've seen her several times on TikTok. She's gone live now. She's doing people. I'm like, okay, Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia.
She was explaining the rose system on TikTok to Lydia.
Yo, I'm not mad at her. I love her. Every time I saw her, I was like, am I going to follow her? Am I about to follow? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm absolutely
And I do it again.
And I do it again. I do.
And you know what? I didn't think going into the season, I didn't think she was going to come out as the fan favorite, but I'm not mad and I'm living.
I thought she was going to be the dramatic one. I thought she was going to be the energy that Mistress brought. I thought she was going to be like, fuck you, fuck this,
the villain.
Done. But oh my God, she's just like a good time girl.
And she still is giving that fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you. I'm gonna worry about Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia energy, but she's still giving fan favorite energy at the exact same time. And that's
you know what I will say though? She just needs an earring.
Girl,
yes.
Slap an earring on.
But you know what? I think I know why she's still the fan favorite, but still giving, the energy, the energy. Because Mistress is there to take up the rest of that, the negative part of the villain. Mistress is taking the villain side of villainy. Yeah. Like she's the villainy villain. Nicole is the villain you love. You like her, and she's the villain like
the anti-hero.
Right? She was like, girl, she's saying shady stuff, but I'm living for it. Mistress is saying shady stuff, and you like, girl. So it's kind of like
exactly.
She has her antithesis in Mistress, so it just works for her. But it's a good bracket though.
And this is where Lydia. We're like, what is Lydia going to do with her point?
Well, Tina was next.
Yeah, Tina was next.
I said Tina gave her point to Nicole.
Oh, yeah, you did say that. You did say that.
She's number celebrated that Nicole got a point.
Yeah,
we did that. That's how we got on our tangent of Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia, my dear.
Yeah. We did. Okay, moving on.
This is where Lydia gets to give out her point, and she gives her point to Carrie.
Because she promised her, though, and I think that was... I as much as I know, I feel like maybe Tina was hoping. Lydia stuck by her word in this because she promised Carrie, if Carrie does what she says she's going to do, I will do the same. And so I'm like, I can't be mad at Lydia for doing what she's promised, but I understand she playing the game too. You don't want somebody on your back who could win this next challenge and surpass you. So Tina, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to keep you back a couple of points just in case. Just in case.
Because ultimately, Tina... Because ultimately, Tina, you could have locked in an alliance with Lydia. You didn't. You want to know who locked in an alliance with Lydia Butthole Collins? Carrie Colby.
Carrie.
That's why she has her point and you don't. I'm sorry, Tina. I love Tina. I love Tina Burner. I'm going to see Tina Burner after this podcast tonight. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But Tina, you didn't lock in that. You wanted the pre-alliance. You wanted to flirt with her. You wanted all of this stuff. You wanted the pre-alliance to the pre-alliance to the pre-alliance. But you never got the alliance.
She didn't lock it in.
You didn't lock in the agreement.
Carrie did.
And Carrie locked in the agreement, and that is why Carrie got the QVC point. There we go.
Mystery solved.
Exactly. It's like,
I have seen a lot of people on social media, though, like, Tina, how can you be mad? You didn't even give your point to Lydia. And she's like, how does this not make sense to you all? Like, Lydia already had a point. I think that Lydia's able to do whatever she wants. But it makes sense from Tina's perspective to give it to Nicole if everybody's going around in a circle. That's what it looked like it was going to be.
True.
But they didn't say that they were all going to give it like that. Each of them were going to give it to the other. They said they wanted to make it even.
And everybody have a point.
So Tina already had 2 points because she won the week before. So I get it, but I understand why she felt the way she felt.
Tina,
I feel like nobody was fully wrong here.
Right.
No, everyone's feelings are so valid, and I felt so bad for Tina here. Like, I felt so
because I'm rooting for her.
Tina. I'm rooting for Tina so much because I love Tina Burner. She is one of my favorite from this season, honestly, because I think she's just so stupid talented. But I'm like, girl, you needed to come back and you needed to play the game of All Stars 10. And ultimately, what led to her downfall here is she didn't play the game of All Stars 10.
Yeah, I will say for Tina,
though, but it was too late.
She came back and gave such a different version of Tina as well. Like, that's what I've been loving to see. Like, loved the red and orange and all of that in her first season. But like this one, I'm like, okay, this is kind of camp. I'm kind of enjoying Miss Tina Burner.
Yeah,
me too.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So then we go to next day in the workroom, and Tina's wanting to say she's not a little pressed, but Tina's pressed.
She's so
She's
so pressed.
She's broken.
She is so pressed. I was like, ooh.
Mistress is making sure she's pressed too.
And Mistress is sitting on it, making sure she stay pressed. She is like, baby, you will not get up from this.
Mistress is like that little sister you have that spots the bruise on your leg and just points at it 24/7.
Does it hurt when I do this?
Does that hurt?
Sorry.
Does it? Oh my God.
I didn't think it hurt. Does it hurt? Oh my God.
But also, Mistress, she was not only trying to make Tina stay mad, but she wanted Nicole to be mad at Carrie. And Nicole was not like, no, I didn't have an alliance. I didn't have anything with Carrie. She can do whatever she wants.
I feel like Mistress is really pushing great TV. I'll just say that. Like, you can call her an asshole. You can say she's mean. You can say, I don't really care. I'm having so much fun watching her just stir the damn pot. And I just know that she's going into each day like, who can I fuck with today? Like, if you got 3 episodes, I want to see 3 fights.
I said this before. Mistress is the person who I will want to watch from afar on TV. Like, but I want to watch you. I want to see you work. I don't want to be involved in your plans. Like, I would not want to be in this bracket and dealing with this foolishness. It's like, girl, I can't play this game with you because chaos and this chaos, I can't do this with too much. But I will watch you from afar and be like, girl, that's good TV right there. That's funny. Entertaining.
I said it last week, but like, I'm gonna say it again. Like, if she has Lydia and Georges as her tag team partners, if it was Carrie and Nicole as her tag team partners, I would be living for it. Like, it's really just the fact that she's with the people I'm not rooting for as much. That's kind of like, no, I don't like this Mistress. That's the only reason I'm not feeling it completely.
Yeah, I think that. I was just going to say, the frustrating part for me in this situation here, because I agree, objectively speaking, Mistress is great television. I just think, and I said my piece last week.
Yes, please don't.
I ain't going to rehash it. Nope, I'm not going there. The difficulty with me in this situation with Mistress is the way that Mistress is now trying to gaslight Carrie into thinking that Tina is the one trying to do all of this manipulation shit. And I'm like, no. No.
What we're not going to do.
What we're not going to do. And it's like, Carrie, baby. My darling, sweet angel of my entire existence, Carrie Colby. You cannot be that fucking easily manipulated, my love. I'm so sorry.
But it's that thing that I keep thinking about this, because like now having done the show, like you obviously know how it works and everything. And I just keep thinking, what is the ride back to the hotel after each episode like for this bracket? Are they talking? Are they like, oh, that was a good episode? Are they not? Like, what is that like? Because like it's cutthroat, but it's also camp. And like, yeah, it's a drag show. We know what it is. But like, it can be taken too far. You know what I mean? But I just don't know. If everyone's in on it, fierce. Good job, girls. But yeah, I hope that it's not full mind games 24/7.
And it doesn't feel like everyone's in on it, though. And that's the difficulty for me, is it's like Mistress is in on it. Georges is in on it. I think Lydia's now in on it.
Yeah.
I don't think Nicole, Tina, and Carrie are in on it. And that's where it's like, for me, a lot of things Mistress has done have crossed the line, in my opinion. That's just where I'm not going to rehash it. I just think there are some things where I'm like, yes, make great TV. Love the great TV. Big fan of the great TV. You didn't need to go that far.
But here's my thing. As much as we want to blame Mistress and talk about how bad Mistress is, Carrie,
I agree.
did you? Why are we believing anything Mistress has to say at this point? Like everything Mistress says to me up until this point, after she did what she did with the points, is a lie. In my eyes, she can never tell the truth. Everything she says is a lie. If she says she go do it, just think of the opposite. She's not doing that.
Yeah,
she's
enjoying the day.
Like, I'm not going to fall for you. So you could tell me that Nicole said this and Tina said that. I'd be like, yeah, okay, girl. And I'll go talk to them later. We'll see. Like, I'll go talk to them later. I'm not gonna listen to what you have to say, but maybe, like we say, we don't know if they all in on it or not, if this is all a thing. Because like Kara was like, like I felt like she was trying to be like, yeah, right, Tina, what? But I don't know if she was just playing it up or what. I don't know. I don't really care. All I know is interesting. And if I was Carrie and Nicole and Tina, everything Mistress says to me at that point is null and void. Like, girl, whatever. You can't talk to me about points. You can't talk to me about what you go do with your points or none of that. Right. I'm like, girl, bye.
If Mistress told me that the sky was blue, I would
like, you're lying. Sure. The sky looks very green to me. It looks very green to me.
It's a trick.
That's suspicious.
That's suspicious.
That's weird.
Like, at that point, no, I'm not listening to her. But they get into it. They start arguing a little bit back and forth, but Saved by the Bell because Rue comes.
Hey, Rue.
Hey, Rue.
And we find out how fun our Maxi challenge this week is. The Rusical. Love it, love it, love it. I love a Rusical this early in the season as well. I know it's brackets, but this early in the season feels so refreshing for a Rusical. And it's Starbooty, the Rebooty.
The Rebooty.
I was so excited for this. I had been waiting for some sort of Starbooty reference to be made finally on the main series. I think this is a great time to do it with this kind of format as well. RuPaul in the Rusical. Huh? I'm sorry.
She had
what?
to. I mean,
she's like, I'm ready
for this one.
I want to do it.
Yeah,
it's time.
But even for it to have that whole Shaft and Foxy Brown feel,
yes,
I was like, oh yes, like that whole era in time is one of my favorites ever.
Blaxploitation movies are my thing. Like, I love watching Shaft and Foxy Brown, and oh my god, my parents used to watch that. I grew up watching that. I love that so much. I was like,
We even got a character named Pam.
Pam. I was like, are we doing this? I was like, are we doing this? Are we actually doing this on RuPaul's Drag Race? Thank you.
Yes, we are.
Thank you.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
I lived.
So the queens get to assign their own roles. We've got the two sides, the good side and the bad side. It's Coffee, Tea, and Mimi. Love that. And then the only one on the other side I remember is Pam. I don't remember the names of the other two.
I'm the same.
It was Moxie.
Moxie.
The names of
Moxie, Foxy, and Pam.
Yeah, Moxie, Foxy, and Pam.
Like
That's
two.
what it
Okay,
was,
so
yeah.
for both groups,
Foxy
two of the
Brown.
names rhyme, and the other one is just a
Mimi,
random,
right?
regular.
Yeah, because Foxy Brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was Pam Greer.
Yeah.
I love
the way,
every second of this.
And not every musical or acting challenge or things like that on Drag Race is written and with so many nuances and like this felt so intentionally written in this way that I was like, okay, they put some real effort into.
They planned ahead.
They planned ahead. I agree, Vybe. Like the levels of the nuance and the complexity of the writing here was so like spot on. I was like, okay, I see what we're doing.
I would have loved to see this musical with the full final, however many it is. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I love that it was now, but I was like, I would love this to be like their first challenge when they all come together as finalists. Yeah. Like that would have been kind of fierce, but still not mad at all.
Not mad at it.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of funny? I know you didn't do a musical in your season, but you did like the good Sandys, the bad Sandys, the grease of it all, and we kind of had the same thing here, where we had like a group of the good ones, and a group of the bad ones. So I'm assuming you would have wanted to be with the villains, right?
Yeah, 100%. Give me the assassin over the good girl any day.
I mean, but I will say for this one, the good girls were a good choice because it was Charlie's
they were great.
Inspired. So like
Very
that's different. I would love to do that. Yeah.
By the way, you should have won that challenge. I still can't believe you didn't. Lazy did great.
No, but Lazy Susan is the dance captain of Australia. We know that. She's got 2 left feet and both of them aren't on.
Love Lazy.
Well, you said it.
But she can turn around and she can serve you food. So, you know.
All right. I was about to say, if I put one more cigarette in her mouth, I was just like, oh.
That was so smart.
You know what is so funny about that? Oh my God. So when we were filming, sorry, this is going to be
Go ahead. No.
Oh, no. But please.
When we were filming that, they were like, okay, this is a challenge. Good Sandys and bad Sandys. I was like, well, I'm a bad Sandy, full stop. Done. And then everyone was like, what do we do? And I was like, we need to start rhinestoning cigarettes now. And so I just sat there, like rhinestoning a cigarette, and then put a straw, wrapped it in duct tape, did that.
Right.
I rhinestoned with the girls those cigarettes, and then I completely forgot that I was huffing them the whole time. So I was on stage just huffing E6000 for like the however long we were doing the thing. By the end of it, I was so like, I had no idea what was going on. And I was like, should have thought.
The judges giving you critique, and you're like,
I was like, oh my God, who the hell are you?
Who are you people?
See, and I know as much as Perla smokes, she was probably hiding those cigarettes away from you.
Honestly, it was wild. It was wild. But, it was worth it.
That was the best thing ever.
The choosing of roles goes very quickly because Mistress says, well, I want Lydia and Georges. So here we go. And Carrie is like, well, maybe I want this. Maybe I want the Moxie role.
Or she want to Pam.
You want to Pam. But I also love that very quickly, Miss Carrie Colby is a smart woman because she goes very quickly, I see what's going on here. I'm going to let her feed into it. So that way, A, she's a little bit less on her guard. And B, boost her ego a little bit. Let her have this. Let her have this battle. I'm gonna win the war. And I'm gonna be able to focus a little bit more on the character that I have, so that way I can just focus in. I'm not gonna be worried about this character I don't have anymore. I can lock in and be good with the character that I do have, and lock in with these group of people that, frankly, I want to work with. And it felt like the natural divide. It felt very good. Like that split felt like the right split given the dynamic of the workroom at this point.
And that's the thing.
I couldn't have seen it going any other way.
No, and it's such a thing where, like, yeah, the girls not getting along is great TV, but for this specific challenge, you at least need to have some cohesion and not like a full backstabbery behavior of the highest regard. Like, if there can be a little bit of cohesion, great. So, I did see it spilling out this way in terms of the split, but I was like, okay, well, I'm not mad. I'll let.
What?
Vybe, they're coming for you.
They're coming for you, Vybe.
Shit, it's time to move again. All right.
It's happened to all of us. Welcome to the Cup family. Yeah, there you go.
Loudest. We don't usually get planes overhead like too much where I live, but that was low and strong. So now I'm concerned about what's happening in the CBD.
I've heard that.
Check the news later. Check the news.
We'll just live in blissful ignorance for now.
Love it.
Oh man.
But yes, so the bulk of the episode then is recording with I love Michelle, but thank God not Michelle. Instead, we get recording with Leland. Fun.
Probably the person that wrote the musical, so that's
he is the person that wrote it.
Great.
He's done
need
most
that
of the
person.
writing. Yeah, he's done most of the writing for the last, like, I think 6
he didn't do season 17, did he?
I believe he did.
I thought he didn't, but I could be wrong.
It might have been Skeletal Key. It might have been. I'm not 100% sure because I know Skeletal Key has kind of come in and started doing a lot of that stuff as well, in conjunction with Leland. But yeah, so we got recording with Leland, and we got choreo with our extra special guest judge, the fabulous Adam Shankman, who I'm very happy to see back as our guest judge and choreographer, because baby, he did not waste any time.
Not one step. It was 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. Loved every bit of it. I kind of just want to blend these two together because they literally just blended it together in the episode. So standout moments from the recording and the choreo. What stood out to all of us from those moments?
I would say George's saying that her character is seductive.
Seductive.
I was like, is that a word, girl?
I love her. She's got George's dictionary, and she doesn't care about yours.
Roxy rubbed off on her last season. Is that the new sequenced?
Possibly.
Seductive. Yeah.
There was one thing when they were after they got the roles, Nicole, because I wrote Nicole has the best quotes. She said, "Undercover prostitution horse." When they got
that was my nickname in school.
Yes.
And then when she was talking about the specific character that she got, she said, "A loud, obnoxious hooker on the corner sounds like me."
Yeah, I believe it.
And then she just started rambling at one point. She was like, "Can I ad-lib?" And I was like, "Oh God!" And in that moment, I was like, either Nicole is going to outright win this challenge, and it is going to be a knockout, no question. Like, she is going to do the best, or it is going to be one of the most disastrous things we have ever seen in a musical. There is no in between. We all saw what happened.
I loved when Mistress was recording.
And she pulled an Angelita.
Oh my God. And it was Nicole just yawning.
Yeah.
I was like, good on you, Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole said, I was going to do that anyway. Whatever she did, I was going to yawn anyway, whatever she did. But now it's really just making me yawn. It's just so boring. I was like, oh my God.
I was also doing that, but it's because I was watching it at 1:30 in the morning. Well,
See, but we saw something. We saw something similar to this on Drag Race España last year. It was during a roast, and Angelita was like, I don't even know if it was her. She was involved in it. She's like, everybody pretend like you're sleeping during this.
It was her.
Yeah. And we were so annoyed by that, but Nicole was doing it here, and I was like, I'm living for it. So I can
because
proudly
Nicole is
admit
likable.
I'm a hypocrite
but it's different. No, it is different because Angelita was the one starting it. She was doing it for free. And Nicole was doing it in response to something.
Nicole had reason.
Yeah, Nicole was like,
I'm going to do this
Mistress,
to get in your head.
She was fighting back. She was not.
She was like, you've been doing us dirty this whole season, Mistress, so we finna get you. We finna
it's like
get you.
that old school drag shade, too. Just being like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just sit in the corner and yawn.
I love that Mistress met her match.
And then the way we roll that over into the choreo, when Mistress was not getting the choreo immediately, and Nicole's like, well. Just living her best life. Nicole, Carrie, and Tina over on the side just living their best lives. Just like, oh, well.
Well, proof is in the pudding.
Villains swear.
Oh, and you wanted the lead villain role where
because you were the mastermind. But yeah,
it was Mom, mastermind where
it was funny.
But we have somebody else who wants to be a villain too, because Adam is like, Tina, it's giving NFL.
Yeah.
The way everyone collectively gasped.
But I mean, at least someone said it.
I know. If for anyone that listens to Race Chaser, he said, "I just saw Messy Man." Basically, like he literally.
My thing is, I watch the show and I'm like, I don't want to say what I want to say because it feels like it's so insensitive for me to say. Because sometimes the queens look so good, you be like, "Yes, you look good, baby. You look good, mama. You kill it." Sometimes. We get very much man in a dress. And I'm like, baby, we see that. And what we saw from not when she her look is
you called her a pig in a wig.
Not from her look, because her look is fierce. But when she was moving, it was very much, I'm a man. And it's like, it was very shoulder, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the thing. Like early drag as well. Well, at least back in my day. And I don't know if you have Play School in America, but it's like a kids' TV program. And it's like through the circle window, through the square window, through the triangle window. That's what it looked like walking down the street with the baby queen. So it's like, unless someone tells you, sweetheart, shoulders should not go like this, and you should have body, and you need to go, just tell someone. Say it. Say it on international television.
Bring it down.
Relax the shoulders.
Relax the shoulders.
More padding.
Hide the shoulders.
Hide the shoulders. Be a little fluid. But yes.
Shout out Minnie Way.
Shout out Minnie Way. Shout out Minnie Way. Hide the shoulders.
Adam was not holding anything back in this choreo session, and I lived for. I love him. I
love 5, 6, 7, 8.
Do it. I love.
Because he was shady, but he wasn't rude. You know,
no,
it was always good fun. Yeah.
And everything he said was true. It was like, this is to help you. I'm not saying this critique just to be mean. I'm saying this because that's what it looks like.
You need to hear it. Sorry.
You need to hear it. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring them shoulders down, baby. Just do it. Just get it. But
yeah.
But that was pretty much it from the choreo.
I didn't have. The only other big things I had. Nicole was going high in her reporting. And Carrie was like, okay, I'm going to lean into this character. And I was like, Cam from Carrie Colby?
It's good.
Right?
Oh,
it's good.
And I feel like Carrie has had such a glow up this season too. Like, she was great in her season. She was gorgeous. But I think this episode, I was like, okay, Carrie. Like, yes, I'm seeing it.
It's been so refreshing to see as well. Because even when we saw her at the start of this bracket as well, she was like, on season 14, I was a mid girl.
Yeah.
Her quote, exactly. And she needed to break and reinvent herself. And I think seeing her in this bracket, I really think we've seen exactly that. We've seen a full transformation of her. Yeah. I think seeing Sasha on Drag Race really, and seeing how much Sasha just absolutely demolished the show, really made Carrie kick herself in the ass and be like, baby, I need to step up my drag, period.
Yeah.
To live up to my family name. And that's exactly what we've seen from her. And I'm so fucking proud of that woman.
Yeah.
I am so fucking proud of that woman for everything that she has done since the show, since the show, since this filming and everything she showed on this show. Fucking love Carrie. Everything she did here, loved every bit of it. Fucking love
and
Carrie.
Seems to be such a lovely human being. You know what I mean? Like,
he's a lovely human being.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't met her. That's what I said. Like, I don't know.
I have. Having met her, she is a fucking delight of a human. Like, one of the sweetest drag queens I have ever met in person. Like, just an angel radiating just light and good energy for everyone. Yeah. Which is why what happens in this episode is so beyond frustrating.
I know. Like, who wasn't rooting for her in this episode?
Yeah, very that.
But yeah, I didn't have anything else from rehearsal or choreo or anything like that. If anybody else did, I don't know. But we go to next day in the workroom. They're getting ready for the musical. The conversation is, all right, points. What are we doing? And everyone's like, well, Mistress and Georges are giving theirs out first. Now, they don't know that they don't get to decide that order.
Yep.
We know.
We know that.
They know, but they don't know.
Like, oops.
And the poignant conversation here is that Carrie is like, well, it would be lovely for Georges and Mistress to be women of their word and give some retribution here for the stunts and shenanigans that they pulled in week one. So,
and
we'll see.
You won't always get what you want.
I mean, as soon as Mistress said, and I will give my point to Carrie. I was like, you're lying. You're lying, girl. You're lying.
I'll believe it when I see it.
You're lying to me, girl. You're lying to
Lies
me.
from the pit of hell.
Liza Minnelli, lie.
You're lying to me, girl. You're lying. I can't.
But with that, I think we should talk about Starbooty, the Rebooty. Yes. We've got all 7 of our beautiful performers on screen here currently. In classic a la David Healy fashion, I have done a ranking. Vybe, we didn't ask you to do a ranking, so we'll start with you, obviously, giving your thoughts on the musical. We'll go around, give our quick thoughts on the musical. I think I did a ranking. I'm pretty sure the rest of us probably did as well. And given that this is maybe potentially the only time we will ever get the opportunity to rank Mama Ru in a performance challenge, I have ranked Mama Ru in this performance challenge.
I have
so she is in my ranking. So, and I'm very excited to do so. But Vybe, let's start with you. Starbooty the Rebooty. What did you think?
Do you know what? Straight out the gate, Carrie Colby, full stop. I think that characterization was so right. And she just looked incredible. That wig was giving me like 90s Pam Anderson, like, oh my God. What was that bloody movie? Not movie, series that Pam Ann was in. Oh, it's going to annoy me now. What was that? Anyway, that. Yeah. It gave me that energy. And I don't know if I had a group that I preferred over the other. I kind of was like, there were great moments in each. I think the costuming for the assassins was great. Like, just the black and the red and everything was so cohesive. I lived for it. But I don't know. I feel like the musical was kind of like less acting this time around and more song, which I wasn't against at all. This is not a negative, but I feel like in the other musicals, there were so many more of those like little scene moments that I think that we didn't really get in this one, but still not complaining at all. But Carrie Colby was my number 1. I already knew Georges and like all of the dancing girls were going to do 10, but I don't know, just Carrie just surprised the hell out of me. And I was like, oh, I live.
I agree with everything that you said. I loved the writing of this, but I do think that they could have added just a little bit more of story. a tiny bit, so that it would balance a little bit more, so we can take into consideration just as much the acting as we would do the dancing. That's how I would prefer it. But overall, I think it was a very good musical, from the writing to like the costumes to the performance of the girls. No one flopped. One person did worse than others, but it was not bad still. I don't think it was bad. But I didn't have a favorite team either. But how I had like my top two, I had my favorite, like my standout from each of the two teams would be my top two. RuPaul, I think, was the best performance that we ever got from Ru, I think. Like dance, too. Like moving in the costume. Girl, this was so good.
Can we acknowledge for a moment here? I'm going to give her flowers because I refuse to not believe that this is not inspired by our dear sister Tessa Testicle. I refuse. Full stop. I refuse to not acknowledge that this is not inspired by our dear sister Tessa Testicle. She posted it, and I agree, because baby, we know how much Mama Ru is obsessed with Miss Tessa. So like it has
and she's done this before. Like she has like gotten looks done inspired by looks that she enjoyed from queens that she saw on the race, and that's
Naomi's origami look,
the paper
So I'm like, you better work, Miss Tessa. You better work, Miss Tessa. Come back to the pod soon, baby. We love you.
But I did clock that. When I saw it, I was like, I feel like I've seen this.
This is familiar.
Yeah.
I feel like she's also had like a gold look similar to this too.
Wasn't it the dress, like a dress that was like
layers
gold?
as well?
With the layers. Yeah, like in
was
like,
that
like
season 16?
I don't remember, but I do remember the dress.
I think it was like a finale, maybe. I can't remember.
But yes, like the same type of, like the same style of fringe, right? But in gold. Yes.
Yeah.
It was a gown.
Well, I think I remember that dress, so it had to be recent.
Yeah, it was recent. I don't remember which season it was though. But for the first team, I had Carrie as my favorite, Tina as number 2, and then Nicole as, unfortunately, my least favorite. I think Nicole had like fine acting and not good dancing. Tina had great acting and the dancing was fine. And Carrie had good acting and good dancing, so she was my favorite. And then for the other team, the villains, I agree, they all looked cohesively, like so good as the villains. Mistress, I thought, had like okay acting, and the dancing was also like okay, was all like kind of in the middle for me. Lydia had good acting and good dancing, so she was the standout for this group for me. And then Georges had like okay acting, but the dancing was the best out of everyone. So Lydia and Georges were like neck and neck for me for this group, but I did have Lydia, Georges, and Mistress as my ranking for this. And then overall, I had Carrie, Lydia, Georges, Tina, Mistress, and Nicole.
Okay, interesting. So ranking RuPaul, I didn't do that initially. Look, I'm gonna give her a very good number 7 because I liked her, but I really liked everybody else. That's fine. That's fine.
Cue the sniper.
I know. But for number 6, I think she did well, but it's going to be Mistress for me. I think my issue was that it all felt a little familiar. Like even with like the giggling thing that we just saw in the Rapping Roast last week. Plus she wasn't hitting the dancing as hard as everybody else. The vocals were pretty good, but just not up to where I wanted them to be. So she was number 6 for me. And then number 5, I thought she was good. I actually, rewatching it back, I think the critiques were a little harsher than she deserved, but it is Nicole. I still, I was impressed with her. She did a lot better than I expected going into this. And then number 4 for me was Tina, who I kind of agree with Michelle. Like, she did fade at times, but when I did notice her, she was doing really well. She was hitting the choreo. She sounded great. She was actually delivering. It's just there were a lot of times where I would be like, I would have to remind myself to look at Tina.
Yeah.
Then for number 3 for me, I had Lydia. I thought Lydia did really well. She sounded great. She had some of the best vocals of anybody. She was giving like Catwoman vibes the whole time too. So I thought she was very strong. Then my top 2 are really close. Like I think they absolutely should have been the top 2. But I think by a hair, and maybe I'm being extra harsh because she's my fave, but I'm going to put Carrie at number 2. I absolutely love the character. I'm glad Vybe said Pamela Anderson because that's 100% what I got right away. In fact, I messaged my old roommate and like, oh my gosh, you're going to love this. Somebody is giving Pamela Anderson vibes. He's like, it's got to be Carrie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were right. Plus, I love the voice. Everything. Like, she was stealing the scenes completely in that group. But Georges was hitting every level just as hard. I think she had the best dancing, the most impressive choreo. The way her facial expressions have changed so much from her first season till now. So dead in the face a lot of the times in season 14. And now she really knows how to be so expressive. And I'm really loving the improvement I'm getting from her. But yeah, my top 2, definitely Carrie. Carrie should have been up there.
Georgia speaking from the side of her mouth, though, was hilarious. That was great.
That's good. I think if y'all didn't say the movie, wasn't the movie from Pamela Anderson was the barbed wire movie that we were
barbed wire movie, but there's a series too, and it's like FBI or CIA or something. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, it's a mini series.
VIP.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you.
I must say because I was getting barbed wire. I was like, yep.
It also had like tinges of Anna Nicole Smith. Too.
Yes,
very that. Yes, but that's because I feel like Pamela Anderson and Anna Nicole Smith are like sisters in another life. Like they should 100%. Be related.
Alternate universe.
Alternate universe.
They're twins.
Absolutely. So good. But okay, so my ranking goes as follows, and I did put RuPaul in this and I am not making her 7th because it's not deserved. Not deserved. 7 to me was Mistress. I felt like it was just she was okay. Not bad, just okay. And I don't remember anything from Mistress performances, to be honest. All I remember is the outfit. I love the shoulder things, but I think maybe that took away from the actual performance because I was so focused on what she was wearing than what she was doing. So there's that. 6 for me is Nicole. Unfortunately, I thought Nicole. I thought she was fine. I just wanted more. It was a little okay, whatever. 5. Now I was going back and forth with this 5. And I was like, I'm trying to decide. For me, 5 is Tina. I forgot about Tina. I forgot about what I just forgot about her when she wasn't on the forefront, and that's I don't like it. But then I gave my 4 to RuPaul because come on, RuPaul, you performed. She stepped out, she did that thing. I was like, all right, RuPaul, work. This is where it got interesting for me because I think these top 3 all did really, really well, and I remember things. I enjoyed the performances, but for me, 3 was Lydia. I loved her choreography. I love that she was. I agree with you. I think her vocals are one of the best, and I think she did really good at her choreography. But I just feel like it was something that just the other 2 just did better. My number 2 was Short. She had a spark, but it didn't shine as bright as Georges and Carrie. Like Georges and Carrie's spark just was brighter. But Georges is my number 2 because I feel like her choreography was great, but her acting was okay. It was good. It was good, but it was something that wasn't as on as Carrie. I think Carrie acting and the choreography, she took what she had, made it her own. The vocals was great. I thought she just did a really, really good job, and she looked incredible. So for me, Carrie should have took it. Should have been in the top 2.
Okay. Period.
I figured out the gold fringe dress that we were all talking about.
Oh, yes.
We literally just saw it about a month ago. It was the semi-final episode of season 17.
Right, okay.
It's the silver into the gold ombre from the final 5 episode with Tracy Ellis Ross.
Okay.
So that was, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm about to say it had to be recent because I remembered it. You know, I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it was one of our favorites. I remember talking.
I
about
think
it
I saved it for best dressed.
I'm pretty sure you did because I remember you and I on that Look Over Here River. We were like, "Oh no, this is an incredible RuPaul look." Period. End of story.
Yes.
So I'm gonna echo a lot of things that everyone has already said. I think this Rusical, when we look back on this Rusical, I think we're going to look back very fondly and look back on this as one of the best produced Rusicals we've had in a very long time. I really, really enjoyed this. I loved seeing Starbooty get its revival finally in a modern Drag Race space, and I was so happy to see it done in this way. None of these girls absolutely flopped, and I was really happy to see that. Unfortunately, I would love to be biased here. I would really love to be biased. Number 7 is Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia, unfortunately for me. I love Nicole fiercely with every fiber of my being. She did every single bit of that choreo opposite.
It was fun to watch, though. It was really fun to watch.
I did not notice it when I rewatched it. I was looking for it.
So stupid. She literally turns the opposite direction of Carrie and Tina on several occasions, and she plays it off very well. I'm gonna give her so much credit for that, but the choreo is wrong, and therefore, like, Mistress does the choreo better than Nicole. Therefore, and Mistress is my number 6 here. Like, Mistress does her choreo correctly. Nicole doesn't. But Nicole's characterization is so great. I love what she brought to the character, and I was really impressed with that element of Nicole's performance. So I do want to give her shout out for that specifically. I was impressed with Nicole here for that, but the choreo was Mama, no, I'm so sorry. Mistress for me is number 6, simply just because I do think she did a good job. I think, but that's where it lands for me, is just good. I don't think she popped at any point in the Rusical for me. And where I see where a lot of you are coming from, where you thought that Tina was the one that faded for me in a lot, or for y'all in a lot of places. For me, Mistress fades in a lot of moments for me. I completely lose Mistress, even though she's wearing this giant costume, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous garment. Love the garment on her, love the accessorization, but I lose Mistress in a lot of moments, and the characterization for me doesn't go beyond Mistress for me. But the choreo is very well done. The vocal is very well done, but for me, she does fall to number 6 here. For me, I have Mother Ru at number 5. And it's a strong number 5. I agree with you, Vybe. This is the strongest RuPaul performance we have ever seen on Drag Race. I loved this from Ru. She had that choreo down. I was proud of Mama Ru here. She had her.
I wasn't looking at the at the guys. I was looking at Ru.
I was looking at both. I was looking at both, but yeah.
I was looking at that very nice, beefy, melanated man in the middle.
Yes.
But she did miss a few steps. I am going to acknowledge that Mother Ru missed a few steps, but her fake fainting acting was very good. So I'm going to acknowledge all of the good. Great job, Mama Ru. Very happy to see you acting here. And the Dolly Parton, loved every bit of that.
The Dolly.
Loved every bit of that. Her face was a little blank in those moments, though, so I am going to critique that. But otherwise,
Vybe could do that right now, right?
I really could.
With those nails.
I live. But overall, job well done, Mama Ru, but it is a number 5 for me on this occasion. Number 4, I am actually going to put Lydia. It's a strong number 4. It is a strong number 4. I think my top 4 is a very strong number 4. I think all 4 of them do a very good job. For me, what it comes down to, because I think all of them nail the choreo, I think all of them nail the vocal. For me, it comes down to characterization here, because that's kind of where I have the differentiation. For me, Lydia has the least characterization of any of these 4 people. I think Lydia does a great job here. I think her top 2 placement is deserved in a lot of ways, but for me, I think she has the least characterization of of the 4 people here. But in the group scenes, she does stand out in a very positive way. She's got her choreo down. She knows what she's doing. She has her standout moments. I do think she does a great job. My number 3 is Tina Burner, actually. I think Tina does a great job here. I understand the critiques that you all have of her kind of fading in the background when it comes to the group moment, the big group moments. And I do agree with a lot of those points. But when it comes to the trio moments with her, Carrie, and Nicole, I actually find in a lot of moments that Tina is the standout there. And I only really found that upon second watch. Because first watch, I'm watching a lot of Carrie. And I'll get to Carrie here shortly because I obviously am very impressed with Carrie. Upon second watch, though, I'm finding myself watching a lot of Tina, and I'm loving what Tina's doing. I think Tina's characterization here is really good. The choreo, it's still a little stiff, but she does the choreo properly, unlike our dear sweet Nicole. But I think of the 2 groups, for me personally, I think the Good Girls group is the stronger cohesive group. And I think a lot of that has to do with Tina and Carrie being so in sync. They were spot on. They were kind of mirrors of each other, for me at least. I think Tina did a really, really great job here. And her partner work with, I forget who she was partnered with on the like villain side towards the end. I think it might have been Georges. Was it Mistress? Yes. I think her partner work with Mistress towards the end is also very good. She does fade a little bit in a lot of. Oh
no, wait! It was Mistress and Nicole. Tina was with Georges because the end was Georges like pretending.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Her partner worked with Georges is very good. Yeah, the size difference. That's what it is. Yeah, her partner worked with Georges at the end is very, very good, and that does aid both of them, I think, in my opinion. So Tina at number 3. For me, number 2 is going to be Carrie. I think Carrie should have been top 2 without a shadow of a doubt. Carrie stepped out of her box. Carrie did something unique and different for Carrie Colby. She did a character. She had her characterization down pat. Her ditzy, like the way she's spinning around at every single moment, she locked in on her character. The choreo was great. The vocal was great. I don't get it. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm angry. I was talking in our group chat last night as the runway was going down. I was like, yeah, she ain't going to be in the top 2 and I'm going to be upset about it. And then update, I was. But I think Carrie knocked it out of the park. I was so impressed. But I think the one person that stood out in every single moment she was in this musical is Georges. I have said on many occasions, I have not been the world's biggest fan of Georges. I've never disliked Georges, but I've never seen the big it factor with Georges. I've never been on the Georges train fully. This is the first time I said, oh, Georges could win this season of Drag Race. I see it. I see a universe where Georges wins this season of Drag Race because I see the improvement. I see the growth. And I was worried about the growth, but I see the growth. The entire characterization for me was there. The performance was obviously there because that's what she does. She had the characterization down. She had the movements down. She was the standout in her trio. She was the standout in the group moments. I thought every single thing Georges did in this musical was brilliant. No notes. I loved everything.
I will say before we move on, my top 4 for this challenge, counting like the challenge on the runway, I think my top 4, any of them could have been the top 2. Any combination of Tina, Carrie, Georges, and Lydia being top 2 for me, I would have been fine. For me.
I agree.
But
I don't.
Well,
I needed Carrie in that top 2.
I wanted Carrie and someone else personally, but that's
Carrie.
I mean, if we're gonna go with the runway and the performance as well, that changes up a lot.
Yeah.
I still have Carrie strongly.
I mean, Carrie still is in my. I think Carrie would still be in there because it. Yeah.
And let's talk about it real quick here because we're
gonna let Vybe talk about it.
Yeah. Yes, because we will talk about the runways over on Look Over Here, but Vybe.
Yes.
What did you this Wild Wild West runway? Let us know your thoughts.
It was great. I was like, you know what? I did think it was kind of random to have this runway with this challenge. And like, I was kind of like, oh my God, are we going to get like a villains runway? Are we going to get like
it would make sense to get the whore, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, like something like that. I thought, oh, okay, Wild Wild West. That's kind of weird. I think I loved Lydia's look so much. I just think she's fucking stunning. And like just the detail and knowing that she had like what 6 hours to pull the entire season package together after she
made it.
And she made it.
And she
made
like
it. Just the headpiece and just like the shape of the pants or whatever, the stirrups or whatever they were, like loved it. I did think Kerry looked stunning, loved it as well, but it was kind of expected kind of thing. Like I wasn't like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like it was gorgeous, but I wasn't like, oh my God, that's insane. And then one that I didn't love as much was, and Tina Burners was great too. Loved Tina's. The work in that and the detail was incredible.
Yeah.
And I just like, I don't know if she made that herself, but it feels like she did based on how she worked with the leather when she did the coat in the first episode. But the look that I didn't gel with, and I don't know why, but was Mistresses. And I loved it. Like it should have looked perfect. Like that's like a recipe for a great outfit. Like the shape, the proportion of this. But I just think there were certain parts of it that look a bit like buckled or like not wrinkled, but like just not sitting on the body right.
Around the thigh area in the front,
and I just thought maybe it should have been like stirrups on actual stocking rather than the mesh or whatever it was on. And it was weird because I'm so used to Mistress looking 10, unclockable, like everything is in the right place as it should be. But yeah, I was like, oh. And it was still a great look. The hat was fierce. Everything was great. The rhinestones and the stony was heaven. But yeah.
So Tina didn't make the look.
Oh,
okay.
But of course, the look is incredible because it's Diego Montoya.
Of course.
There you go.
Yeah, the look was Diego Montoya and the hair was Chelsea Piers. So of course, it's gonna be incredible.
It's gonna be
Shout
good.
out to both of them. Incredible wigsters, incredible designer. Like, of course, it's gonna be great. So yeah, not surprised at all.
Hot take, real quick. I didn't find George's look that great to me. Wasn't a fan of it. I mean, I liked it's pink and rhinestone, and it was the different, it's the saloon girl instead of the Wild West, like typical Wild West. But I was just like, okay. Okay. It wasn't my favorite. Like, I wasn't praising it as much as the judges. I wasn't living for it, but I thought it was okay. And that's all I would say about it.
Well, I do need to know Vybe's thoughts on Nicole, because she's the only one we haven't talked about with the runway. And I'm very curious what you thought of that.
Do you know what? And this is horrible, but I don't really remember it.
It was the pink, like, horse. She was a...
oh, my God. Okay, the Pink Pony Club moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It was like, can I say it was almost there?
Oh,
Can I say, like,
because
it was on the way to being camp. It was on the way to being
100%.
camp and all of that.
Yeah.
And like that whole pink and blue cowboy mix was also very like Brenda Breast as the Buffalo Bill. Like it sort of gave me that feel. But I think because I saw Brenda's, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's not 100. I don't know. It kind of felt a little unfinished, maybe. I don't know.
I'm gonna save all of my thoughts really for look over here when we do it, but I will say there are 2 looks from this runway that will be on my top list of the year at the end of this year. 2 of the looks from this runway will be on my end of year list, guaranteed, without a shadow of a doubt.
I know one of them will be on mine for sure. No, 2 of them will be on mine for sure. I just thought about it. Nope, 2 of them will be on mine for sure.
Here without a shadow of a doubt that I'm like, period.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
But Untucked happens, and I had nothing really.
I didn't watch it.
No. I mean, we have some unseen footage of like some light conflict that happened during the preparation of the challenge.
Yeah.
Then we have Mistress asking the queens who they might give the point to. We have that conversation. And then we have a little bit of like the queens praising Nicole and saying like how happy they are and honored to like be in a season with her and all of that. That's pretty much all that happened in Untucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did have Nicole also say like Untucked is different now because you all have electricity now. And I thought that was really funny.
Yes.
And a drink limit.
Oh wow, yeah, true.
For the drink limit.
No, I'm gonna disagree with you there because I love a gorgeous libation, even a beverage garnished with a little bit of citron, and I would like 17 of them, to be completely honest. But that's fine. It turns into the thirsty games, which is like the Hunger Games but with alcohol. So
yes.
I think it's mostly so the queens don't get drunk enough so they will hurt themselves while, you know.
Yeah, but
like
safety and fun are really close together on the reasoning board. So I'm happy to lean towards fun and hope.
Most of us have seen Jujubee Black Velvet, so you know that's
gorgeous.
And
dramatic.
Lana will see it soon.
Yeah.
That is one of the first things we're showing her as part of a series coming to Patreon very soon.
So I don't know if y'all did like your overall ranks with challenge and runway, but for me, I had Carrie as my number 1 for sure. As like when we put everything together, she was number 1, and I had a tie for number 2. Like for me, it could have been either Lydia or Georges on that second spot. What did y'all have as like overall faves?
It would have been Carrie and Lydia for me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. If I'm counting runway, for sure.
If I'm counting runway, for me, it's probably Carrie and Lydia, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Same page. Work.
Well, that's not what happened because of course not.
Who cares what we think anyway?
Of course it wasn't.
Because of course it wasn't. Because of course we know who they want to go through to the semifinals. I'm trying not to sound jaded, but unfortunately I am. Our top 2 for this week, not undeserved.
No.
Right.
But our top 2 of the week are Georges and Lydia.
Battle of Rue's favorite twinks.
Yeah,
I was going to say Battle of the Twinks.
That's Georges, baby.
It's Georges and tall twink Georges.
Yes.
It's gapey and butthole.
Right.
Yes. Oh, it's pickled and butthole.
Pickled
you got
butthole.
A job. It's pickled and butthole. Lip syncing to
Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em.
We got Beyonce.
So they as we know
usually they get 2.
They buy them in 2s now.
Okay.
So I knew we were getting another Cowboy Carter song on this season because we got Yaya last season.
We got Yaya.
So I knew we were getting one this season, and I was like, okay. I did not think it was going to be Texas Hold'em. Pleasantly surprised,
and it was
and then it turned out to be.
They were both fine. Like they were both good. I don't think any of them were like incredible, but they were both good. You know, it was fine.
We missed out on Carrie motherfucking Colby lip syncing to Texas Hold'em. I'm sorry.
Well, 2 Texas girls lip syncing to Texas Hold'em. It should have been. Hello.
It was planned.
Yeah.
I always have a problem watching lip syncs when the song is telling you what to do and you're not even doing it. Like she said, drop it to the floor now. Woo! And I'm like, ain't nobody dropping it to the floor. And then when they did it, Lydia did it. She said when she dropped it to the floor, it was like plop. I was like, oh, come on.
And it looked like she went down hard too.
She did. She was like, oh. I was like, oh no. But Georges did do it. And I will say, give Georges her credit. When she did it, that's how I want it to be done. If you go do it, and she said, throw them keys out, and she had turned it around, dropped to the floor, and Georges said, I was like, yes. Yeah. This lip sync for me just was it didn't make me go, I wasn't lipping. but I wasn't mad at it either. So I was
it was fun.
It
had
fun.
Fun energy.
We had a skirt come off. We had a wig reveal. So I'm like, okay, we giving something here. It's a little giving. But Georgia's clearly won this lip sync.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly won this lip sync.
Just like she clearly won last week, but...
Clearly.
I think this was Lydia's worst lip sync we've seen from her.
Yes.
I
would agree.
Here's the Lydia I know. I mean, usually brings it.
But here's the thing.
Because I'm about to say, the scissor thing happened, but if it wasn't for the scissors, that would have been a great lip sync. Yeah. So,
but did anyone ever envision a universe where Lydia would be lip syncing to Texas Hold'em? Like, I don't think that is in her wheelhouse whatsoever. I just
but
think
we also didn't think that Boogie Wonderland would be. I was gagged.
But honestly,
I was thinking that she could maybe surprise us again, but this just feels
so out of her comfort zone for me. I don't think she did bad by any means of the imagination, but it is her worst lip sync by far. It's not bad, but I think she did the best she could with what she was given. But it's not a song I ever would have envisioned her performing to, because frankly, it should have been Carrie instead of her. And I love Lydia dearly, but this was to make sure that Lydia was in the semifinals. And I understand that. Am I upset that this was done so Lydia was in the semifinals? No, because I love Lydia and I think she should be there based on her performance in this bracket, because she has killed her performance in this bracket and I absolutely love it. Georges, though, I'm going to wake this up here. This is the most unique and different lip sync performance we have ever seen from Georges. I was thoroughly impressed from Georges here, because normally it's the same lip syncing movements. And we talked about it last week when she did Hot to Go. We were like, oh, it's the same lip sync performance from Georges. Whatever. This was different. And this is where I was like, Georges has learned something. Georges has evolved. And I'm like, all right, George. All right, George.
Come on, George.
but it was an elegant punching the ghost. I was like, I'm glad we're seeing the punching the ghost.
She was caressing the ghost.
Right.
She was caressing the ghost. I was like, okay. And I'm happy to report I am on the Georges train. If Georges wins this season, I'm not going to be too mad, because her performance in this bracket was incredibly impressive to me. I was impressed with Georges.
I'll hold off on saying that if she wins the series, I won't be mad. I need to see her in the next round to see how she plays. If she deserves it, if she goes against these girls that's going to win, that has won this bracket, their last bracket and this next bracket, if she gets in there and she's doing what she's doing now, and it's above and beyond better than everybody in the rest, because we could say that about the first bracket, because I'd be like, Bosco is gonna kill this next bracket, and I would love to see it, and she would. Aja could do it, and it'd be. But if Georges comes out strong like she is right now, still doing what she's doing and eating, then I would be happy to say if she wins this season, I won't be mad. As of right now, I'm gonna put that on. Look, I'm gonna put a pin in it and hold off on it.
Fair. But right now, I'm adding Georges to the list of people where I'm like, if she wins this season, I ain't gonna be mad at it. And I didn't go into that.
I don't think I'll be mad with anyone winning.
Anybody in the
one person, but I wouldn't be that mad. I would just be like, why? But you know.
Well, we got, obviously, Georges wins the lip sync. Yay, Georges! So it literally confirms Georges and Lydia are semifinalists. And now we got to figure out who's our third.
Okay, but here's the thing, because was it before the lip? Because it was when the girls were called.
It was before
when the winners were called, and they were walking to the back of the stage. The malicious gay faggotry that was going on.
Malicious
gay
faggotry.
Immediately
How
when they turned around,
I said, we're about to have a game up in here.
This is real. And you know what? I love a hot mic. I love a hot mic.
Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia said, I am about to play the game of All Stars 10. Let's go.
She said, check
Tina
on. She said,
Tina.
Carrie,
let's get Carrie in.
Tina's like, sure, you want to do that? She's like, yeah.
The way my hopes
too, David.
know what? It was funny when they walked back and they like obviously were caught on the hot mics or whatever. And I was like, well, now I'm more interested in that than the lip sync. And then the little bits that they cut in, I was like, no, move out of the way. Like, what are they saying?
Right.
Trying to do some lip reading, like what?
Right,
What
are they talking about? Oh my god!
But you know, immediately when they were talking about that, I was like, they're counting on Mistress also giving their point to Carrie. But when they were, I was like, Mistress is either gonna she's gonna, do the thing. Think about it. Right. And I knew immediately she was either gonna give her point to Lydia or Georges. Because they already are on the next phase and they wouldn't be competing with her. So like I knew it wasn't gonna be. I love that they did it. My hope for a second said maybe, but then I was like, oh, but it depends on Mistress. I was like, she's a liar. Then I did the math. She's not doing it. I said, I will not. I said, I will not put my heart on the line and get my heart broken. So I am just going to take it and say, nope, it's not happening. And if it does happen, I will be pleasantly surprised. But I was like, I'm not believing Mistress for a second that she is going to do it.
We know better. We know better.
I know better. You're not going to get me, Mistress. I'm not Carrie Colby. You're not getting me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to believe the words you say.
And you know when like there's moments in episodes that you're like, thank God for production. Like I just feel like that was such a good way to edit that moment together too, because it was like we already know that like point giving was going to be a moment, and it just added so much like, okay, I'm ready.
And also they had to do it on stage, so they had to talk in that moment because they wouldn't have another. It was so good.
Well, they did touch on it in Untucked too, just in case.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, we got a little bit of it. But, and of course, we're going to put Nicole and Tina first two in the order, and then Carrie, and then Mistress, because of course we are. So, as we see, Nicole gives her point to Carrie. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Nicole.
Work.
Tina decides to give her point to Carrie. Thank you, Tina. I will be thanking Tina on all of our behalf tonight. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you.
Just overall for existing.
I will be, don't you worry. Yes. Carrie decides to give her point to Tina.
Cutie.
Love it.
What a sister, honestly.
What a sister.
Yeah.
And Mistress.
Punched her in the throat.
And decides, for some reason, to call Carrie Colby a fake bitch and gives her point to Lydia Butthole Collins, therefore meaning that our three semi-finalists out of bracket 2 are Georges winning the bracket with 7.5 points, Lydia Butthole Collins coming in second with 7 points, and Mistress Isabel Brooks with 4.5 points, because for some reason we had to have a tie with a lip sync that didn't need a tie, because Georges won that lip sync outright, and had there not been a tie in that lip sync, Mistress and Carrie would have tied, and honestly,
Mistress would have still won.
RuPaul would have picked Mistress.
Mistress still would have won.
Carrie didn't even get a top 2 placement.
I'm about to say Mistress still would have won.
Ru was going to take her through.
You can sit here and say, I think no, but no, Mistress still would have won.
We can wish, but you know.
We have to talk about this.
Mistress would have had to beat, Carrie would have had to beat Mistress outright for her to make it in there. Like,
she should have, because she should have been in the top 2, and then people would have given their point to Lydia, and then Lydia would have been there, and then it would have been Georges, Lydia, and Carrie, and then my life.
But I feel like out of this bracket, Carrie is going to be chosen to return.
Yes.
As the wild card. I think
somebody
they're setting that up as like a Carrie's coming in.
At least one of the judges is going to put, because remember Vybe, it's random.
Yeah.
At least one of the judges is going to put Carrie in. I think personally, I think it's going to be Michelle.
Yeah.
I think Michelle's going to put Carrie in, because I don't know if y'all clocked it. I only clocked it on the second rewatch. Michelle's facial expressions while Mistress is talking to her.
Different bit.
Different bit.
Oh, I didn't clock.
Michelle's facial expressions while Mistress is saying what she's saying about Carrie. Michelle's not happy with Mistress.
Right.
And I think now Carrie is a shoo-in for somebody's spot, be it Carson's or Michelle's.
Yeah.
Can we talk about her confessional?
Maybe.
Carrie's confessional after Mistress calls her fake.
Please do.
Fake bitch to you.
I pulled a sound clip actually, so let's go to the sound.
Listen to that.
You know what, bitch? Yeah, I am a motherfucking fake bitch to you, girl. Because, like, what the fuck? You've been nothing but fake this entire fucking competition. And you really fucking tried me. And I know you feel like shit for that, you bitch.
And that's why Carrie motherfucking Colby is an icon, a legend, and she is the moment. Now, come on. Now, and that's why she is a Colby. That's why the Colby dynasty will stay strong on Drag Race. And that's why Mistress Isabel Brooks will continue to be a bitch and will be known as a bitch on Drag Race. And I thank you, Carrie Colby.
Here's my hot take, I think. As the resident Carrie Colby stan, I think the three people who did the best consistently in this bracket are the three people who moved on. Did I want Carrie to move on? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But I think Mistress, like, other than this week, those first two episodes, she was so strong. So I think it does make sense that they all moved on, even though I'm like, okay, it's a little expected. And literally every person that's won a lip sync has moved on. If you haven't won a lip sync so far, you don't move on.
You're only getting half the story.
Right.
And I mean, it's the same thing with the first bracket. Everybody, the three that moved on was the three who did the most consistent. And a lot of, I like Aja, and I thought she did consistent. Would I have wanted somebody else to go? Maybe, possibly. I liked Olivia myself, but I thought Aja did the best. So I'm like, sure, Aja, those three, Bosco, Aja, and Irene, deserve to go. These three deserve to go. They were the most consistent.
I'm going to
have a killer top 9.
I was going to disagree as well.
I'm going to disagree, actually. I think Lydia and Georges have been the most consistent. I don't think Mistress has been consistent, actually.
Me neither.
I didn't like her design. I didn't like her design challenge look. I think it was fine, but safe. I think her rap and roast performance was fine, but safe. And I think her performance in the Rusical was fine, but below average. I think the person who has actually been the most consistent, I'm going to wake this up here. I think it's been Tina Burner.
And I thank you.
I think Tina Burner has been consistent as well. I agree with that.
I think Tina has deserved more points than she has gotten in this bracket.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think the strategy and the social manipulation of this bracket has caused Mistress to move on. But actually, who has been the third most consistent person in this bracket? I think it's Tina Burner. If for me, in my opinion, based on where I'm at,
and the social thing is part of the game. But if we are talking about just taking that out and thinking about consistency in the challenges and everything,
if we're looking at challenges and runways, who is the third most consistent person in this bracket? Tina Burner.
I agree.
Yeah. It's still Mistress for me, because I had her in the top 2 for the first 2 episodes of this bracket. This is the first time I wouldn't have had her in the top 2.
I wouldn't have had her in the top 2 in any episode of this bracket. And that's not my bias.
Replay the fights we had.
Okay, but that's not my bias. That is me objectively saying I wouldn't have had her there because I don't think she has been exceptional in any episode of this bracket. I think she's been fine. I think she has done well. But I don't think she's been exceptional in any episode of this bracket. So to be honest, I think Tina excelled in the first episode, obviously. I think Tina did well enough in this challenge. And I think Tina did fine in the roast. But it's that gray area for me between those other 4 people where it's like between Mistress, Carrie, Tina, and Nicole, it's such that gray area where it's like over all of those 4 people, who do I think, if I pull one name out of those 4 that I think did the most consistent quickly, it's Tina Burner. That's where I'm at.
I don't know, because see, this is my thing. I'm like, Mistress came in third for me in the design challenge. I thought she was third for me. Tina won that. I thought Tina was best in that. In the rapping roast, I think Mistress did better than Tina. I just think that's what it was. And in this one, I think they both were forgettable. So it's kind of like, well, we get hit with this. It's like, where are we at with this? So I feel like
for me then, because I definitely agree with a lot
you're
of
cutting me off. I wasn't finished yet.
Sorry.
But then I feel like in the runways, here we go. Because in the runways, I do think Tina, her runway look this week was better than Mistress's look. I agree with that. I think last week, I think Tina's was better. Tina's was better than Mistress last week too in the runway.
If we're talking about runways, though.
Okay.
But
throw Carrie in there.
And runways
number 3 and 4. Very close.
It's close. Either one of them could have did it. I think Tina's gonna get a spot in the runway, the comeback. I think Tina's gonna get a spot too. I think Tina is going to get a spot in the random drawing. I hate that it's random drawing at this last minute, but I think she's gonna get a spot. And it will be deserved. It will be deserved.
And love Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia.
Who could also come back and would be fierce in the end too.
I would love her to just come back just for
season 11.
Just come back, Nicole. I love
in general. Just come back.
Just come back. Period.
Well, ladies, I am going to have to say that beauty does call. It's time for me to cross-dress and become the woman I dream that I can always be. It has been so much fun chatting to you all. I'm sorry I have to duck off early, but oh my God, what a juicy season. I'm so excited for the next bracket as well.
We're so excited for the next bracket. We're so happy to have snagged you for as much time as we have today, Vybe. You are an angel of our lives. You are Cup family now, as
exactly. We're in the Cup.
We're in the Cup, as always. Please take this time while we still have you to plug anything you would like to.
Well, you know what? If you're in Australia, come along to shows. If you're not in Australia, buy a damn flight and come and see me. Or pay for mine and I'll come to you, because that's the kind of queen I am. But if you want to catch me online, it's just Vybe pretty much everywhere. And until then, I'll see you soon.
Gorgeous.
Thank you so much for having me. Love you. Speak to you very soon.
Love you.
Bye.
What a vibe.
Love Vybe.
Love Vybe.
Love Vybe. But we were done anyway, y'all.
I was gonna say
the only thing. A little preview.
We
for next
did
week,
it.
but
we actually finished an episode in less than 2 hours. I'm shocked.
We got a couple things to. We got our little wrap up.
Things that Vybe is not like. She's like.
Yeah,
she don't need to be here for this. She don't need to be here for that.
Thing Vybe doesn't need to be here for.
I don't even want to be here for this. So if you want to be honest,
I do. I don't. The first time,
I don't care. So David, go ahead, my love.
So really, only 2 people switched places this episode. It was not Lana. She's still at number 6 with 33 points, but not by much. Robbie is in 5th place with 34 points. So anything could happen. Then Eve is in 4th place with 37.5 points, right on my tail, because I dropped to 3rd. Yes, I have 38 points at number 3, which means Eduardo did pass me and is now at number 2 with 39 points. And River has a killer lead at number 1 with 46.5 points.
I need River to kind of flop in this next bracket. I don't know what to say.
Well, not too much on my twin here. No,
I don't know what to. I just need to
see what
I need to win every week.
Necessarily.
So you're rooting against Acid Betty and Ginger Minge then?
I can't root against Acid Betty because I got both Bettys.
See, I was gonna say, David, because before I knew I was gonna be number 1 in the draft because, of course, 2 people from my team were in the top again. But anyway. But then when we had the preview for next week, I was like, I think I'm gonna maybe get a point next week too because I have Acid Betty on my 2 minutes of this.
I didn't see the preview, so
let's talk about it next week. Purple bracket, so excited!
Oh, design challenge!
Design challenge!
It's gonna be the battle of the Bettys.
Yeah.
Period.
I could see it. I could see it being a battle of the Bettys.
I think
Denali's up there. I think
that'd be fine with me. I like that. I like the battle of the Bettys for me.
And you know who was the star of the trailer for me? It was Cuckoo. It was Cuckoo.
Of course.
I'm just so happy that next week our dear sweet cuckoo is back on my TVs. And that's all I have been waiting for 6 episodes now is my fair cuckoo. Don't ever bring back that dress, girl. That dress was hideous. Please don't bring back that dress. But with all of that being said, yes, David.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm preparing for heartbreak over the next few weeks because I have too many favorites in the purple. It's loaded, it's stacked. I want all of them to move on. Yes, all of them, because the one that I wouldn't have wanted to move on is on my draft team. So yeah, I'm just prepared.
David now has a vested interest in the cuckoo.
I do.
I will say, I have not been as excited to see a queen come back as I am for Acid Betty. So like I love this full cast, but like Acid Betty is the one that I'm just like, I can't
the fact that next week we're gonna get to see Acid Betty, Cuckoo, Denali, Diet Betty, and I'm gonna wake it up to Ginger Minge and Alyssa Hunter. Like I'm so excited for these 6 girls. I'm very sad that we don't get this bracket anymore because God bless Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia. Let's just say that here right now as well to close out this bracket. But what
I wish Nicole would have gone to the next round just so we could have her on the TV more. Like,
can she just be in the workroom? Like, can she just be in the workroom?
Can she be the new Ginger Georgia's whatever? Like, and just bring her back every time.
Can she be the Exorcister equivalent for Drag Race? Ooh. Like, because Dragula has the Exorcister. Could she be the Exorcister of I don't know what they would call it, but regardless, anyway.
Yeah.
With all of that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So thank you for joining us for this much shorter recap. I did promise much shorter, and we delivered. I told you so. So thank you for joining us for this recap of episode 6. We're done with the pink bracket, and we are moving into purple. Lana, it's our time. Yay, purple. Yes. Love purple. Love purple. Cannot wait for next week with another extra special guest. Maybe a familiar, if you are familiar with our dear sweet Vybe, you may be familiar with our guest for next week. Hopefully, if she doesn't cancel between now and then. Let's hope for that. Thank you for joining us this week. If you liked Vybe, go check out her season if you haven't already. Go follow her. All of her links will be down in the description below. Love you, Vybe. Thank you for joining us. You are an angel of our lives, and we appreciate you very, very much. In the meantime, subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Make sure to check out our Look Over Here episode where we will be talking about our Wild Wild West runways from this week. Very good runway overall. Make sure to check out all of the drag coverage we are currently doing on this channel. If you have not checked out our cast assessment for Drag Race Brazil Season 2, that is available now on the channel. If you have not checked out our cast assessment for King of Drag, coming very, very soon, make sure to check that out on the channel as well. And if you haven't checked out our full season coverage of Morbid Drag's Reinas Malditas Season 1, make sure to check that out on the channel as well. We will be covering the finale when that comes around, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe to this channel for almost all things drag. Make sure to check out the description below where you can find our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, which we are trying to get all 4 of our channels to 1,000 new subscribers by the end of this year. And your support means the world to us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all are coming through here on this channel, and we greatly, greatly appreciate it. So thank you very much. You can find our Patreon, our social media links, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug. All those links are down in the description below. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So love pink bracket.
Love
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.